All right, then. Good noon, guys. In today's session, we'll be starting with the aftermarket volume buzzer scanner, like how to take the trades or how to analyze and what all stocks we need to select on day-to-day basis. Like we'll be also seeing how to see the pre-market list, which gets updated before the 9:15 a.m. slot, basically. So we'll be going through certain concepts on volume buzzer as well as how to interpret if there are 5-10 stocks on in the volume buzzer scanner, then how to select only the ones which will be more likely to give us a good breakout or a reversal pattern. So we'll see to it in today's session, as well as we'll also check the aftermarket volume buzzer scanner as I've written down in the notepad. So we'll also check how to get the stocks and how to trade on them, and also we'll see to it the concepts which are the stocks which had come prior during this month. Since from the October, we'll also read how to how could have a trade could have been taken, or how what will be a risk management and all those structures. So we'll also see the structures as per our execution pattern. So in the first slot, we will just discuss the execution patterns as well as the aftermarket analysis concepts, basically. So I hope my voice is clear to you guys. No disturbance from my end, and I've shared my screen as well. So we can start with this concepts thing. So first of all, you need to understand what is volume buzzer. So volume buzzers are basically those stocks which will be having volume in them. So volume as in there is an indicator called as volume. So when if I search over here volume, so I've already placed it on my screen. So whenever there is a volume spike in that particular stock, there will be certain kind of movement either on the upside or on the downside for that throughout the day. Or even if it remains sideways for a couple of days, it can either give me a good breakout or a breakdown structures. So that's how volume buzzer scanner stocks will be helping us throughout, basically. So the main thing is I need to understand first what is volume buzzer. So volume buzzer, highest volume spike. So there is a button called as volume buzzer over here. Plus there is a watch list which automatically gets updated as vol WL over here. So on the right hand side of your panel. So if I click on the volume buzzer panel, you will be getting the structures as 5 minute, 15 minute, and even if I arrange. So that was the prior concepts which webinars were taken earlier on, like to select the top 10 concepts, like to select the top stocks from the volume buzzer scanner and then trade on them. But right now we have also included one more concept as aftermarket volume buzzer. So this is a new concept which was added to TradeClue recently. So in this scanner, basically we will be getting those stocks which are likely for good breakout structures on pre-market basis, that is on EOD basis. So the EOD's levels. So if I enable the levels on my chart, so all these levels and option levels as well as the buyer seller zone, that is the red and the green bands, gets updated by 6 p.m. or so on EOD basis. So for tomorrow, it will be updated by today evening itself. So to select the volume buzzer stocks, I'll just first come to the aftermarket volume buzzer scanner, and then we'll go to the pre-market volume buzzer, how to check the pre-market volume buzzer in these things, basically. So our first concept, a basic concept of breakout. See, whenever I'm going to trade, so you guys need to be clear on the technical front as well. So whenever I'm going to trade on breakout or breakdowns or on reversals, I first need to study the prior pattern of that particular stock. So basically, if the stock is continuously falling 1-to-1 basis, or if the stock is continuously rising, I'm going to trade it for reversal. So this is a common concept. I'm going to trade it for reversal. Or if the stock is fallen and then gone on the sideways zone, basically. So if the stock is fallen and then gone on the sideways zone, I will either trade on breakout or either trade on the continuation of that particular trend. That is also a breakdown, called as breakdown. Or it is risen, gone sideways for a couple of days, and then either it can be traded on the upside or either it can be traded on the downside. Upside means trend continuation, and here obviously a breakdown reversal, basically it is happening. And this is the first bounce which takes place, or this is the first bounce. So these structures we have already discussed in our prior webinars. We'll also discuss later on in the upcoming webinars, mostly post Diwali or so. So those structures come usually in this scanner, basically aftermarket reversal, and the breakout structures will be getting under this scanner. But currently we will be discussing the volume buzzer concept. So basically in the volume buzzer concept, some main feature won't be any levels as such. So levels are obviously important, but we'll be only focusing on the bands, that is the green bands and the red bands which are present on the charts. So basically on the chart. So wait a second, I'll add the participants. Yeah, so basically in the volume buzzer concept, I am only interested on the charts where there are green and the red bands, or basically wherever the breakouts will happen. So first to understand, so now see if this stock is fallen already on the downside and this stock has come in the volume buzzer scanner. So basically volume buzzer stocks will, most of the times they will have these bands in them. So either they will have a green band or red band. So to give you a quick brief about the bands, so red bands are basically selling zones and green bands are basically buying zones. If the stock breaches the red bands and goes on the upper side, I'm interested to buy. If the stock breaches down the green band, I'm interested to sell basically. So this is a basic concept. We'll also check this trade execution scenarios in our examples which had happened throughout the month of October basically, and we'll see to it like whether these structures are working and in which cases we need to avoid such structures basically, and on what time frames we are going to trade on this. So coming back to the concept, so basically in the pre-market volume buzzer, so we get these stocks around 9:13 and or 9:12 a.m. basically on the TradeClue watch list. So on the watch list, whenever I'll click on the right hand panel, I have just to click on the live market button. Then I need to select volume watch list, that is vol WL, which is written over here. And on the downside, once I scroll down, there is a marker called as pre-market. So in this pre-market list, there will be certain number of stocks which will be updated at around 9:12 a.m. basically. So that is 3 or 4 minutes prior to your market starts. So it is ample amount of time to go through all these stocks, because we have to just see to it on which stocks we have bands in them or which stocks there is a good breakout level. So just we need to focus on the bands currently, red band and the green band. So basically volume buzzer, I'll just add a pointer over here. Vol buzz, I'm interested in red band and green band. Okay. Now, since it contains volume in them, so we'll be tracking these stocks. Most of the times we'll be tracking these stocks for what? Breakout structures and not reversal, because reversal, it can happen reversal. You can play it on the opposite side. We'll also see to it. But most of the times there are breakouts happening, which is pretty much good enough in our favor basically. And the concept and the levels which we are mostly likely to see are the red bands and the green bands. Now at around 9:12 or 9:13, this gets updated. So basically, whenever the pre-market volume watch list gets updated on your TradeClue ID, basically, so I just need to check out from all this list which of these stocks have the bands in them. So whether a particular stock have a red band or a green band, this I'll note it down over here. So today's pre-market watch list was updated around 9:13 or so, and this is how you will get to see the pre-market structure. So here you can see over here. So here you can see that the watch list gets updated pre-market. These are the stocks. Market is yet to start. So this screenshot I had taken in early in the morning. So here you can see time is around 9:14. So it got updated around 9:13 also. So 2 minutes are ample amount of time to go through all these structures, because only a simple task you need to do is what? You need to just see where there are any stocks with green or red bands. So I just roll out through all these stocks, like I had Axis Bank. Wait a second. Okay, so I have Axis Bank over here. Bajaj Finance was there. So does Axis Bank have a red band or a green band? So no. So Axis Bank did not have any red band or green band on them. So avoid from that pre-market list. So these are all basically these stocks. If I select the volume buzzer scanner, if I check the pre-market volume, so this is a good, they already have a good volume spike during the pre-market trading time as well. So that's why these stocks are likely to perform during the market. So that's why we are giving first preference to the pre-market structures. Obviously, your EOD stocks, like the stocks which are given on stocks to focus on SBI, and we have already earlier discussed like how to take trades on these structures. So we'll also discuss it later in the upcoming sessions or so. But we already have one or two structures where we are pretty much in line how to trade them, like how to trade these stocks to focus, which are given on day-to-day basis. So today it was SBI Bank, which already obviously Bank Nifty is performing, as well as this had given us a good breakout. So our somewhat this was the breakout level, just opened slightly gap up and then went in a favor. So obviously that was there. So earlier we also discussed reversal, how to trade the reversal stocks which are going extreme ends and then reversing back. Breakout momentum, obviously it is a simple strategy which was also discussed during the breakout sessions. And in the aftermarket session, the volume buzzer session, first we'll be trying to see that how to check the pre-market. So we checked the Bajaj Finance. So Bajaj Finance also had a green band at the downside, but see, the stock had ended somewhere around here. So the stock ended somewhere around here. So there was how much of space? So it was around 5% below. So you can avoid such stocks, because see, we need such stocks where bands are pretty much close and not too far. Like stock should not open directly 5% gap down and then go, because obviously your risk will be pretty much in such structures. Why? Because anytime the profit booking can come and the gaps can be filled. So that's why the stocks which are having bands which are nearby to your yesterday close or nearby to your previous day highs or nearby to your range basically, and the stock is opening slightly up, so that is pretty much a good setup for you guys to take your trade. So Bajaj Finance was there. So let's see if we clear out my watch list. I'm standing at 9:59. I've just got my stocks around at 9:39. I'm just scrolling down to the uh, pre-market watch list. So we have one Bajaj Finance. So let's say we add Bajaj Finance in a watch list. So I'll just type in Bajaj Finance over here. And since it is in the pre-market, I'm giving a color coding as yellow. So I'll just tap it on yellow, click it on yellow and add them. So basically this gets added to my watch list. Okay. So I pretty much know that yellow stocks will be from my pre-market watch list, which are having bands. As I said, stocks should have bands in them from your pre-market watch list radar. Bajaj Finance is there. ITC band was there. So I'll just add ITC over here, yellow, and then add it. UPL. So UPL had this thing, no bands. So we'll avoid this structure. HDFC Life, no bands. Obviously the structure was pretty much good for breakout. Also the results were there today. I guess today were their quarter results. We were tracking this, but obviously it has given a good breakout today. Idea leave it because it is small stock. So SRT was one with bands. So we'll add over here SR Transfin, yellow. UBL no is LTFH is there. So LTFH, I will add it as yellow. And Exide is there. Yes, Bajaj Finance we have added, but see, Bajaj Finance had this green band over here, and already the distance from yesterday close. So if I add some technical level, so YC is basically yesterday close. From yesterday close, green band was away for 5%. So obviously we are not interested to buy or sell. And I guess today they had their quarter results as well. So that's why this move is happening. And the structure was good earlier on for breakout. It might give us a good breakout after this consolidation is taken out. So after so from all these pre-market stocks, around 11 stocks were there in the 10 stocks were there in the pre-market list, out of which we only selected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only 5 stocks are selected before 9:15 itself. So these stocks had banned. So banned stocks are basically which stocks? They were priorly in the volume buzzer scanner. So see, if I see over here, the band was generated from year till year. That is, there was some volume spike in them. That is highest volume spike in the last 10 or 15 days or in the last 10 days. And that's why that band got generated. And the same level was not breached even once. And that's why that particular zone is pretty much good for buying or selling. Just that we need to have our execution pattern at that particular juncture. So from all that list, we have selected certain stocks, 5 stocks we selected. So one was Bajaj Finance. So Bajaj Finance will avoid. Why? Because the stock was already on the upside and it was at a distance of 5% from the green band. And obviously we are targeting what on the breakout side. So we were targeting for a breakdown structure. So obviously this is not going to happen today because the stock in the pre-market itself has opened gap down. And obviously even if it would have come over here, then we couldn't have traded because already the sellers are making money in this regard. So obviously we are going to delete this stock from our watch list. The next case is ITC. ITC, obviously it opens gap up, goes on the upside. Now see the structure, it is already on the upside. That the trajectory of the trend is already on the upside. As I said, the only the strategy or only the patterns are not important. Also a prior analysis of 2 or 3 days, what is the trend, basically whether the stock is in uptrend. So obviously if the stock is in an uptrend, I'm not going to see for a breakout structure even though there is a green band, red band, or whatever there is. Why? Because already the stock is on the upside. So might reverse or might profit booking can come in this regard. I want such stocks which have gone on the downside or on the upside and then continuously hitting that particular level, basically. So that is will be our core focus on our breakout stocks. So is it simple kind of understanding? So those stocks which have fallen and continuously hitting a red band zone. Now see ITC, obviously it has gone on the upside and then today there was a green band and obviously you were targeting for a sell structure itself, but obviously it has gone on the upside. DR level market has been positive, so it has gone on the upside and then it is kind of a consolidated zone. So we'll try to avoid this stock because already it is 120, and pre-market stocks we need breakout in the morning hour itself. We don't need breakout in the later half or so, or if it sustains above it or below it, we'll see to it how to take. So basically ITC will avoid. Now we are remaining with SR Transfin. SR Transfin results were there yesterday, so obviously these zigzag moves will be there, were expected. Results were pretty much good, but still the stock did not went up, even though it was there in the from last 3 days. It was on a sideways basis, and obviously we had this in our positional alert as well, which we basically exited with around 2% ka loss. So that's fine, but the agenda was to trade it mostly on the upper side if it would have taken out the red band. Now see, this structure is pretty much good. Why? Because continuously 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, almost 4 times it is trying to test the red band, but it is not trying to, it is not yet breached or completely closed, or basically a 5-minute candle or a 15-minute candle did not give a good close above the red band structure. So basically this kind of breakouts we need where the bands are been testing it out continuously, basically. So right, so we are pretty much interested in those stocks where continuous hitting is been done on the band and then a breakout structure will be happening. Now currently what happened in SR Transfin, even though we would have entered. Now see, in the first candle, pre-market candle, first candle green, okay, all right. The next candle, so you need to track it NY pattern. So basically the common breakout pattern is what? The pattern structure which we are discussing since the first session itself, the NY structure. So you can see those NY structures on 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. If you're comfortable in 2-minute time frame, if you're comfortable to take your trades in quickly and quick out on your basis on 1 minute, 2 minute, that is also fine. But 5 minutes for those who are beginners, those who want clear setup, clear understanding, they can wait on 5-minute time frame as well. Or those who don't want to take too many trades, because see, 2 minutes, obviously 2 or 3 minutes trades will be quick. SLs will be small, but SLs can happen more often as well. But targets will be very much if it goes into your favor. So wait a second, just mute the participants. I'll mute the participants. Yeah. So we are interested in this kind of structure and not a rocket structure where 1 to 1, even on 1 minute, 2 minute. Basically, we need 1 minute or 2 minute ka this thing, or even on 3 minute, 5 minute, then best case scenario. So we'll check SR Transfin. So SR Transfin today on 1 minute or 2 minute, we'll see out, not 1 minute, but 2 minute is fine. Now see it on 2 minute, it got first candle, breached the red band, but did it make a new high over the on to 1233 or so? So it was not that structure, and plus it was trying to make. So even though it would have breached somewhere around here, I could have bought, and my stop losses would have been below the red band or below any of the swing lows or below the yesterday close or BSL level, basically. But it did not happen, and obviously it has gone down later on. It breached the green band structure. So these structures will also see how to take their trades and how to see to it, like green band. So basically see what happens over here on green band, it is sustaining quite amount of time, and then a good red candle closes below the green band structure. So this is a confirmation candle. So those guys who are well versed with the technicals, they would be knowing the Moribozu candle or all those structures where a strong red candle or a strong green candle with major of the bodies or major and small wicks. So this is a good green candle. If this good green candle, these are good green candles, they are being taken down on each upside. Basically they are taken down, and finally a good red candle breaks down the yesterday low. So basically we are pretty much interested to sell. Now if we are selling it over here, my stop loss is obviously above the green band or above this DS and WR also you can keep as a safe stop loss. But a main structure will be a morning breakout. So those who are working profession or those who would just want to give the first hour for the market, they can obviously trade the morning structures. So morning structure was such that 1 2. So 2 at this point I would have entered, my stop loss would have been somewhere around here. Now let's check with the LTFH structure. Now hope you are clear with this thing. Now stock opens somewhere around here. The first candle goes directly at 81.55 basically, right? Then what happens? A swing comes, and then as I said, 2-minute quick breakouts will happen. You need to be very much quick on the, because see, these are pre-market. If the volume has been too much of high in them, obviously there will be some hit in this particular stock. So even if I check pre-market FNO, so around a good amount of volume was there, and plus later on it came in the volume buzzer. So here earlier on, what we used to do, we used to wait for 5 minutes, let this scanner get update and then we'll be trading. But in this particular strategy, we'll be trying to focus it in the very first 5 minute itself, whether the stock is making any action or whether it is consolidating. So in the first half an hour only itself, we are getting a good kind of trades over here. So here what happens, a good Y pattern it's been made. So to be more precise, if even if I check it on 1 minute, so those guys who are trading it on 1 minute, you will be getting a good scalp trade in the first 5 or 10 minutes itself. Why? Because it is a pre-market stock, opening gap up. It has been taken out. How many? This red box is taken out. A good seller is taken out. This seller is taken out. Along with this volume bar is also taken out. That is the red band zone in the very first minute. Now we had SR Transfin, LTFH, Exide Industries in the first 5 minute, in the first hour itself. So these three stocks were there on our radar. So those guys who are trading on the volume buzzer scanner, it will be helpful for them basically. So if I'm getting these such structures, I'm pretty much interested. You can keep your stop losses over here. Even if you get a quick uptick, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 candles won't be sustaining. Profit booking will obviously kick in at some point of the time, and a selling comes, right? So basically, this will be my structure on the volume buzzer scanner on the pre-market watch list basically. And same ways on the Exide industry. Now Exide was pretty much easier to trade even on 1 minute or 2 minute itself. Now is this a engulfing kind of structure where it reverses properly? So those guys who have taken who are pretty much understanding the technical analytics. So basically what happens, the stock opens with a inverted spike. So this is a shooting star kind of a candle where selling pressure was there, and all of a sudden the selling pressure is been taken out with a good open is equal to low, open is equal to high candle kind of structure on 2 minute time frame. So this is on 2 minute. On 5 minute, it will be a breakout. Now see, we will also check the structures which have happened on 5 minutes. So those will be kind of a easy to go structure, which will give you a quite amount of time to take the trades. But 2-3 minutes also can be checked for annual. But basic agenda is we don't want to catch flying rockets. We need what? We need a kind of a NY structure in them. So same ways, NY structure is there, kind of a swing pattern is being made. I'm pretty much interested. 158.7 will be our entry point, and below the green band, and plus here there were green dots. So green dots were there, red band has been taken out, plus multiple here green box and all those end structure. And see the overall structure which I need to see it is on 15-minute time frame. What is the overall structure saying? 1 time, 2 time, and 3rd time. So particular resistance, this 158 ka zone has been continuously tested for quite amount of time. And obviously you can see your last selling zone was from here itself. So you can obviously target till this zone itself. So basically once this breached, and then it can go directly to your resistance point, which was, and obviously it has gone more on the upper side. So upper side, basically it was somewhere around this zone, which had been tested out. But agenda was that our prior we just don't need to trade directly from the pre-market and just select those stocks with the band. We also want to check the structures before that. What was the structure before that, prior 2 or 3 days? So the prior 2 or 3 days, obviously it was a consolidated structure and not a trendy structure like ITC, which we checked. So ITC was in the trend. This is what, in a sideways zone. So sideways zone, as I said, we will be preferring it what, for breakout structure. So volume buzzer will be for breakout patterns. And likewise, the Exide Industries, as I said, on 2-3 minutes you will be getting a good NY structure. So breakouts won't be, so you, in this scenario, what happens, the first red candle comes over here. So I'm pretty much interested after this green candle. So green candle comes, straight away I need to buy. I don't need to wait for a close or so. I can just put my buy order somewhere just above. Like, don't put exactly at 158.6, put it around around 158.7, so that it won't take it in a spike or so. And you can keep your stop loss below. So your stop loss is also safe. You are trading as per a particular strategy or a concept, and then a good green candle comes, and then see one way, 2-3, and your trade is done. Even if you exit in this, why? Because the earlier selling point was what, this zone was your earlier selling point, right? So chances of here are pretty much likely. So, and likewise it comes over here, then one more selling. Now see, those guys who would have exited over here, a continuous selling comes, and then later on obviously it picks up its momentum, and then again once again goes on the upper side. But why the selling came from here? Obviously there was a good level of max call OI, so call writers were there, call writers were there, put writers were also there. So it was a good resistance zone. Actually, from year to year there was no levels in between. So if I add up the levels of TradeClue, so there was no level after DR or so till at least till max call OI. So you can have a good run up from year to year. Now don't expect that after DATR there is a good level at MR, so I will keep on holding. So it's not that case. Not every time it will work. Why? Because try to be realistic. Not every time it will work. Here there was a good resistance selling point, so chances of here were pretty much high. So try to watch out for those 1% quick 1% move during the morning trade. So that will quite help you out to start your day itself. So in the first 5-10 minutes, you are almost done with major of your trades, because you are selecting it on the pre-market basis. And also you can get such stocks on your aftermarket volume buzzer scanner. So volume buzzer scanner is nothing but those stocks which were there priorly in the last 2 days in your volume buzzer list. So volume buzzer list as in, so see, in the volume buzzer scanner, aftermarket volume buzzer scanner, we had HDFC. Now HDFC, there was a red band on the upside, green band on the downside. So already this stock is already in the range. So it is good for coming days whenever the stock starts. So you can keep a track on HDFC. Suppose this stock in the next week goes here, then once again comes down, then once again hits. So this is a good volume seller. So this is a selling zone, plus there is volume in it. So volume, why there is a volume in it? See, here there is a good volume spike. If you can see, wait a second, I'll just remove all the levels, technical levels, and we'll just focus on the buy seller bands. So here there is a good volume zone. Here all these volume zones are there, plus this is a good support zone, right? So we are trying to catch it on the upper side. So let it come in the next week on the upside. Let it try to breach. So already it has come, it has not even come once. So might be in the first time it will give me a good selling zone. But in the later half, if it continuously tries to test the red band, obviously the red band is going to get weak. So see, all these red bands and green bands, if they're continuously being tested as in continuous, if the price is hitting on that red band, it will become weak. So it is like a wall. If it is trying to test that band, so one time, two time, but already priorly also that particular 158 wala zone was been tested multiple times. So it is likely to break out. Plus there is volume in your favor. So the chances of going on the upside will be pretty much high if you are getting, but everything then boils down to your execution pattern as well. We just don't want to catch the flying rockets. We will try to see that we are getting our execution pattern, and then we are trading onto that structure. So out of all these pre-market watch list stocks, we are just focusing on 3 of them, out of which SRT did not give us a good uptick on the upside after that initial spike. LTFS gave us a good uptick. Exide Industries gave us a good uptick. So likewise, I need to, and from the aftermarket volume buzzer also, you can keep them on stock, but these stocks will be kind of sideways structures, or they can also be tracked for breakdown stocks. Now already see, JSW is one way on the downside and a green band is there. So should I see this stock as a breakout structure or as a reversal. So obviously I will see to it that whenever the stock comes at the green band, and if it is making our pattern or the execution patterns which were discussed earlier, like trend line breakout or like W pattern as such, then I'm interested to buy. Why? Because already the stock is in the downtrend and there is a green band structure, or it might what happen, it might sustain over here and then a good breakout might happen in the next week or so. So we can keep a track on these structures as well. ITC already it was up, so we are not interested. Cipla. Now see, Cipla will be a good candidate going ahead in the next week. Why? Because one time it is trying to breach over here. So it is trying to breach this structure. Your red band is over here. Might be that following week it might come down. It might once again hit, might make some higher low structure, and then it might give me a good breakout. So trading these bands from your volume buzzer scanner, I just need this kind of structure over it. So that's how we will be pretty much interested to take the trades onto this thing. Now TVS Motor, obviously it has been up since there is no red or green band. It is continuously on the uptrend. So we are not pretty much interested in TVS. Lupin, it has already fallen and then there is a green band. I'm not interested to sell. Now see, those guys who want to sell over here, those who guys want to sell the continuation of the trend. So already the stock is in the downtrend and then a good red candle closes below this thing, right? Then if it starts sustaining below and then if it breaks down, then you can trade, obviously. Why? Because these guys will be getting trapped over here. So here where you are taking trades for breakout with 100 quantity, here you can half your quantity, or here at least you can take a small risk and then trade on such structures. What is target? How to find target in rocket time? See, target, as I said, as we discussed the Exide industry stock, we'll just see. First, we'll check the 15-minute time frame. Now, just to check the targets, you can either place your levels over here, technical levels. So technical and options level. Now see options level and technical, which was the next after this red band. Sunilji, after this red band, after 158, the next level resistance level was this level, right? 159.8 something, 160 zone. 160 zone was your next resistance level. Now see 160 for this particular stock is a psychological figure. Why psychological figure? It is a whole number. 150, 155, 160, 170, 175, 180. So the 5s and 10s will be a whole number for this Exide. Similarly, if you are trading Bank Nifty what? 40,000, 40,500, 41,000. So thousands will be a good resistance. Why? Because retail clients will be trying to, they have a thinking like I will enter at 100 and I will exit at 150. So that is why psychological levels are natural resistances and supports in any of the stocks. So you need to keep in mind that this can be one target. After 158, 160 is a hurdle. Plus, if you can see technical basis, there was a good selling from here, right? The stock just went down from 159 to 153 from here. So this is also a good selling zone. So that is one thing which is giving me an indication that 160 can be a target. The next target, TradeClue, is also giving that there is a good clump of this levels over here, max call OI, max put OI. So 160 level is mentioned over here as well. And DATR is somewhere around 160.65. So that is the average true range. That is till what extent that particular stock can ride. So all my eyes are going to the 160 level. That can be the target. So even if I take a trade at 158, my maximum of my quantity should be booked at 160 levels, or 159.9 or 159.8, nearby to 160. And likewise, if I check the trade on 2 minutes, you can see the same study where the red band has been breached over here in the first candle. Then a swing happens, and what happens over here? A green candle. Here you can enter. But see, what was your target? We were targeting around 160 zone. That is around 160 zone. And same way as 1, 2. Now, as per our study, what we said, that 160 is a psychological figure. 160 as max call OI, max put OI. That is one hurdle for this stock. Then 160 is what? The previous selling zone from where selling has come. So three targets are going on to 160. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 candles have come. Obviously, that 4 candle rule, one retracement will come. And see, people started exiting over here. So this move is actually the profit booking move which is happening, and sellers will also try to sell at such levels. Obviously that particular seller where selling zone had come, so this will happen. So rather than exit in certain, so that's how you need to decide your targets. You need to be dynamic if you are good at technicals and all those things. So you can obviously check the upcoming selling zones, major buying zones, and later on once this thing is breached, and then once more move. Now see what is happening over here. Once again it is going sideways. So our first target, if it is taking it out in the very first 5-10 minutes, then you are done for the day actually. So you don't need to expect. So we don't want to sit at A and then go till Z or Z basically. We need to get down somewhere in the between, but try to see to your charts that where are the major levels are there, and try to exit in that on those levels. So that will be our main target basically. Or you can also keep a target like risk of 100 if I'm earning 200 150 kind of in my favor. So if I'm risking 100 rupees per trade, and if I'm earning 150 200 in that particular trade, to try to book major of your quantity in such trades, and then trail your remaining stop loss at your entry price. So at least you are taking something from the market. So targets you will be differing from trader to trader, but your execution pattern should be same for all the traders, that is 158.6. So we are interested in your execution patterns basically. So coming down to the, so I hope these structures are clear. I just need to see from volume watch list which stocks have the bands in them, and just have to wait for this structure to happen, kind of a reversal structure to happen, and then give me a quick breakout. So it will be on the downside or it will be on the upside. And also I need to check the prior, whether the priorly the stocks were in the sideways zone or on the uptrend or on the downtrend. So if they are in the sideways zone, I am interested to to trade them as breakouts. And if they are in the uptrend or this thing, then I am interested to trade them as a reversal pattern, which were discussed earlier as per trend line breakout breakdown structures. So in the volume buzzer also you will get, so this volume buzzer stocks you will get on pre-market basis, that is on EOD basis itself. So on results, if I check HDFC, JSW, so these were there. And plus if these stocks come in your pre-market watch list, then obviously it will be good. As I said, Cipla can be targeted for the next week structures, where it can give you a good breakout above the red band if it makes a structure of continuous hammering this particular level. So continuous hammering of this particular levels can take Cipla more on the upside. So that's what we can target for next level. So let's keep an eye on it. Oh, so same ways Apollo tires. Let's see. So Apollo tires, there was band which is very far away. Now BEL was there. Now see what happens in BEL. Earlier trend what? Continuous uptrend. Then it was going pretty much sideways. I was interested to buy in this stock actually, if it would have made on the upside. Now what happens? It breaks the green band and starts sustaining over here, or it makes a good red candle. So we'll check on the 5-minute structure what happened in BL over here. So it goes directly on the one way. So it what I needed was a kind of sustaining over here and then breakdown. But see, directly it breaks down on the upside. So not an issue, because why it breaks down already prior to 2 or 3 days. What has happened? An uptrend has happened. But if it would have sustained here for a week or so, then we could have targeted on the upside. So these are volume buzzer stocks, and that's why they will perform good. Why? Because there is volume in them. So there will be some action. And why they are likely to perform in such way? Because these stocks had volume, and plus they had gone sideways. Means even though these guys had the good volume in them, still they were silent for that particular day. So we'll keep on tracking them for 1 week or so. And obviously the alerts will be coming over here, or the alerts will be coming in the pre-market as well. So you can keep a check on them as well. So from here, so we'll just check how were the structures which happened throughout this month basically. So here over here, pre-market, basically we are interested in volume buzzer breakout, red and green band. Pre-market volume watch list gets updated by 9:12 a.m. out of which I need to check stocks having green or red band nearby. Not why nearby, because it shouldn't be like 5 or 6% away. Otherwise that mostly won't be breached, or even if it touches that particular structure, still the trade won't be favorable in as per the risk reward basically. And aftermarket scanner, we will also get those stocks which were in These are basically prior vol buzz stocks, that is prior volume buzzer stocks. So even though if the stock doesn't work current day, it might work the next day or in the following 1 week or so. So you can keep a stock on this scanner as well. This gets updated on EOD basis, and this gets updated at 9:12 or 9:13 a.m. before the market starts. So you have around 2 or 3 minutes to just scan through all this list and see to it which stocks have good bands or this thing. Now see, here Exide had that red band nearby to your yesterday close and this thing. Plus green band was also there, but I'm interested in what? Red band. Why? Because 158 zone was continuously being tested. So we'll come to certain cases throughout this month. Basically, what were the cases? Now see over here, Torrent Pharma, which had come on 3rd October. So these were all pre-market stocks and were selected as per this thing. So continuously earlier, Torrent Pharma was continuously hitting this band. So you can see the stock is in a sideways trajectory. So as I said, sideways trajectory is there. Trend is there sideways. No trend. Red band is there. Correct. And what happens over here? A breakout happens, swing happens, and proper. Now this is on 5 minutes. So those guys who had fear of trading 2 minute, 3 minute, they can obviously take trades on 5 minutes. Obviously the trades will be less. Not every day these structures will happen, but the days this structure will happen, don't try to avoid these structures. So it is good that breach sustains plus green band, green dots are there. So green dots means OI pressure is there, buy OI pressure is there. So I'm pretty much sure that chances of uptick is more. Now see, after this level 1575, the next resistance zone was monthly and weekly resistance. So nearby to that level, I can ride my position basically. So try to take your book partial profits and ride maximum till here, and then later on, obviously the profit booking came and the stocks have gone down. But I hope this structure is clear. Sideways and then a breakout. So these are taken from where? The aftermarket volume buzzer scanner, as well as the this thing. Now see what happens over here in the coal pal. This was also a volume buzzer stock. Why? Because bands are there. Upside is there from 1595 to almost 1632. And then what happens? Obviously, it does not make a Y pattern, but it directly makes a spike candle, goes, and then straight away it was a reversal candle basically. So this was kind of a reversal pattern which we had discussed earlier on, that continuous uptrend is there. Now MGL was there around 4th of October. So MGL you can check later on in your charts basically. So 4th October MGL was there. What is this movement? Sideways trajectory. Red band is there. Stock has come in volume buzzer as well as pre-market. So in the first 5 minutes, it opens on the upside, and later down, what comes? Selling comes. Okay. So I'll just wait. I'm not going to trade. Even if it makes a Y pattern over here, I'm not going to trade. Why? Because there is a gap zone somewhere around here. So might be rejection will come from here. And obviously it is already open gap up away from the red band zone. So what happens after that? A kind of a sustaining there. So this is a kind of a double bottom pattern, and then it breaks out. So even if you take trades in this region with your stop losses either at your swing lows or below the red band, it is fine. And it slowly and steadily it moves on your upside with your risk reward intact basically. So you can keep a target at this open is equal to high, basically at this high, because it is an opening high. So exactly at opening high, the day is almost ended, or might be it would have gone later on the upside also. But the agenda was the stock was sustaining near the red band and then starts going on the upside. So even if it opens gap up, try to see that whether the stock is sustaining on the upside and later on going on the upside, or might breach down on the downside. Now, if I check today's LTFH, it was this case where the stock already gave us an upside and then once again starts going on the downside after the red band was breached on the downside. Now let's see the this stock LTFH of today. So today, as we selected LTFH over here, you can see what happens. Obviously, it has gone upside and all those targets were done in the morning itself. But later on, if you want to trade it on the opposite side, what happens over here? Straight away breaks. Then it goes up and then once again, it takes out this low. Now see, we have a good gap zone of around 80.35 till 79. So around this gap zone is there to be captured somewhere around here. So this spike is here. So this gap, at least it can fall down till here itself. So once it starts coming down, once it starts breaking and once it starts going below the red band, see, because already the buying buyers have made the money. Once again, sellers are trying to stay at the sideways and then give us a breakdown. So it can fall down to fill the gap basically. And later on, see, it starts bouncing once again from the gap zone. So this was a structure, similar ways, where on the opposite side also we'll see like what structures we have. Now Gale was there. Basically, I guess it is on 4th October itself. So here what happens over here, continuous up move is there. I'm not going to buy here. Why? Because continuous green candles are there on 5-minute time frame. So wait for some swing or so. Swing is made. Even if you buy over here, not an issue. Give me a spike. Once again comes down. Your stop losses will be here. Now what happens later on? It goes into a favor and the day end. So basically, even with small stop loss, you can play in this kind of structures because your stop losses will be small. Even a slight up move will give you a good 1:2, 1:1.5 kind of structures, and you are almost done for that particular trade. Same way as Vedanta, it was in volume buzzer scanner. It opens gap up and straight away fly. So there was no execution pattern over here, 6th of October. But you can see how the stock has performed. So why this stock is performing so much? Because these guys are getting trapped. The sellers are getting trapped, and due to which when the stock opens directly above with your pre-market volume in them, so it is likely to perform. Why? Because it was there in the volume buzzer scanner. But what happens over here? It has gone on the sideways trajectory. Means even though there was a good volume in that particular stock, but still that stock did not perform for that day. So that was the main understanding of this. So you can keep a track of these stocks for the next 3 or 4 days. Like whenever the breakout happens, I'm pretty much going to take the trade, and but that trades will be pretty much good in your upside or on the downside trajectory as well. Now see, UBL was one stock which was, I guess, posted on the intraday traders group as well, in the students group as well. So what was happening in UBL? One time it starts selling from here. Second time it has come. It was there in the volume buzzer. So volume is there in that stock, and continuous testing is happening of this level, 17-16 level. And see the next day what happens? This is your entry point. So this is your entry point. It comes over here, once again gives me a swing low. So what will be your SL? Somewhere around 1708, 1720 or 1718 will be your initiating your trade. And see, in the first tick itself, it is giving you a good risk reward scenario. So why this gave me a quick breakout after this particular high is taken out? Because this was a kind of an indication that it is trying to breach. And then if it Y pattern is being made. So even though this is a kind of a cup and handle pattern, but obviously it has been trying to test, and then finally it gives me a breakout in the afternoon segment basically. So likewise also you can take a trade on. That's why we are discussing such cases, so you can keep a track of such cases on the later on as well, whenever you'll be tracking these stocks. So the same way Tata Motors here, the stock opens on the downside, it breaches, gives me a swing, and then goes till 418 basically. So from 413 you can take a trade till 418 or so. Internally, mostly this is a 5-minute chart. On 2 or 3 minutes there was a good swing or NY pattern which was made on Tata Motors as well. Now see, ICICI Bank, it is a stock from the pre-market list. So here the stock has come in the pre-market list. So before 9:15 itself, I know that ICICI Bank is going to perform. So this structure was been made on 6th of October basically. So this was the red band. First candle, what happens? A spike on the upside. This is my breakout level. Next candle, what happened? It starts sustaining above here. Green dots have come. So green dots are there. Buying pressure is there. Red band is taken out. So sellers are being trapped. With volume is also present. Pre-market volume is present. So we have 3-4 confirmations in our favor. So why not to take a trade on the upside, and with our stop losses below the swing low or below the red band zone basically. Once it goes sideways and then starts breaching on the upside and so on basically. So that's how I need to keep a track. So pre-market, I selected the stocks from here, as I said, as we selected for today, Exide and this thing. Same base on 6th October, ICICI Bank had come in pre-market stock with band in them, and just I need to check the breakout pattern in them basically. So Asian Paints, no, Bata India was also the same day. Bata India had also come in the pre-market. So as I said, there'll be 2 or 3 stocks every day, not every day, but obviously on whenever these stocks will come, you need to keep a track on them. So basically see over here, it opens up, then it tests the red band and then starts going on the upside. Then a quick breakout happens of 1%. And then once again, the selling red dots comes and selling comes. But the agenda was prior day, it was continuously trying to try to break the red band zone basically. Now this is Tata Motors, which was given as breakout. Okay. So here you can see to it. Stock opens up, starts sustaining on the upside. But did it break the range? It has not breached our range as such. And then if it would have breached our range, the chances of going on the upside was high. And even if it takes a loss, it was a loss of around 2 rupee or so. So losses will be small. Obviously, losses is a part of the game, but losses will be small in this regard. Even if you buy somewhere around here, even if you are trying to initiate your trade somewhere around here, your SLs will be very small from here. And if it goes on the upside, it will be, your target will be somewhere at the day high or so. So you can play it as a reversal as well. So this was stocks from one of the volume buzzer stocks as well from the band scenario. So my entry same way as a reversal pattern came on 14th October. So these structures have been coming over and over again. So that's why we are trying to showcase you the structure. So it's not only the live structures we have discussed, we are also seeing those structures which happened throughout the month. So your confidence will be boosted to go and forward test it as well. So you can take your trades on these structures as well. Where breakout. Now this is not a clean structure. If this gap up wouldn't have happened, but obviously it has followed us pattern of breakout. But if this would have happened somewhere around here, it would have been a best structure. But still, you can keep it as a case study for your follow-up setups as well. And I guess there was a result scenario. SBI was such structure which breached after continuous hitting of this red band. So red band was continuously been tested, and one fine day it just breached on the upside. Now there was internally there might be some NY structure in the 2 minutes. You can check it later on, but it is still on the upward trajectory. And today also it has gone on the upside, which was given as an intraday alert as well. Now see Hindustan Unilever, these structures I had posted prior as well in the groups, in our students group basically. So this was basically posted in the evening basically before in the pre-market time basically. So what happens? Breaks out, start sustaining above here, same like MGL which we saw earlier. And if it breaches this range, I'm pretty much interested to buy. My stop losses will be somewhere below the red band. Same ways what happens, follow through. Hindustan Unilever, I don't know where is the structure, but Hindustan Unilever you can see QL. Now see today also Hindustan Unilever, what has happened above the red band? Y structure continues on the upside. So this is going to happen day in, day out basically. So that's why just keep a track. So this was the day Hindustan Unilever, 18th of October. Start sustaining over here, and in 3 ticks itself you got 1:2 risk reward basically. And this was alert was also given on TradeClue as well. But in 2 or 3 ticks you are getting a good risk reward. So that's how your stop losses will be very small. 5 or 10 rupees ka stop loss is here. And even if you earn the same or double the amount on that regard, so you're almost done for that particular trade basically. So likewise, I'm pretty much interested to take my trade. So Can Bank same ways breaks on the upside. Now earlier what happened over here, now this is a kind of, now in these structures obviously you can avoid these structures. Why? Because already the stock is in uptrend. But still, if you want to take a trade in them, try to take your half the quantity which you usually trade on your stock, or your half the trade value basically. Start sustaining above here, you can keep a small stop loss, and then a next resistance zone, or basically a monthly resistance it has given me on the upside. Same ways DLF, which was posted earlier also in the groups. Upside, swing low, your small swing is your stop loss. Even a quick uptick will give you a good risk reward ratio. So that's how I need to. So that is DLF was from pre-market list from 19th October basically. Same ways Concor, which was given in the aftermarket. So a day prior itself, Concor was given in the scanner. So the Concor, this is around 19th October where Concord actually performed, and we actually entered from year till year. We exited somewhere around here, but obviously in the later half, it has just shooted up on the one side. So might be results or there might be there, but I don't know exactly. But what happened over here earlier, structure, earlier trend is sideways, then a breakout happens. Now, if I want to see Concor on the lower time frame, we'll just check the chart on Concor. What was the structure all about? So it was 19th of October. So we'll just check 2 or 3 minutes ka chart. So see, this is 19th October, red box. Obviously, red box is there. So your band will also be here, somewhere around here. So the system has updated. So band won't be available right now. So you can check first green candle, then a red candle, swing, proper swing, and this will be your high. So above to 727.6, you can take your entry point, that is somewhere around here or here, 728 or so. The next candle is green. Your stop losses will be below the red band or so. Now this is your structure which I'm showing on 2-minute and 3-minute time frame, where you could have taken the trade, or where actually we also took a trade somewhere around here. So basic agenda was a swing pattern was in the making. So 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4, 5 candles were done, and then a swing. Then later on in the next half, actually might be results or this would be there. So is in NY pattern there is usually big candles. So please explain how to enter fast in this structure. So see, big candle, see, there is a an order called as SLM order or buy above order, where you can directly put your order. So even suppose if I want to enter Concor over here. So suppose this Concor is here, I will just punch my orders above 728. So there is an SLM order called buy above order. Basically, it is a stop loss buy order where you just put. So even though if it comes like this candle, it will take your trade, and later on you can put your stop losses. So this see right now you are in the beginning phase. So this will this 2 and 3 minutes ka breakouts will happen with more and more taking your trades, more and more hands on to your platform. So if you're trading on fires, so we usually actually punch our orders from here itself. So even if I want to buy Concor, suppose if I want to buy Concor over here, I'll just press B as soon as this happens. So there will be some flicker, or if I'm trading directly from the fires panel, I'll just directly go and take my trade, or I directly place my orders once this red candle comes itself. So 2 red candles, it is kind of making. So in your mind, you try to make that picture that NY pattern is likely to happen over here, and chances of breakout is likely to happen. So just put a buy above order. It will get triggered on your broker account basically. SRF also same. SRF. Yes, SRF. See, SRF, what happens over here? We traded somewhere around here today. Now, obviously, this is also a positional trade which has been given. So it might take one more day. It might take the next week to give us a breakout, but surely you can keep a track on over it. Why? Because a swing made first, it gave me around a good this thing reward, but once again it came down, tries to go up, tries to. So if you are an intraday player, either you can exit somewhere over here as per the swings, or even if it is going sideways, and later on it gives me on the downside. So might be results are also down the corner, but even if it ends over here, and even if the next day it starts coming once again on the red band, I can still focus my trade, because obviously it has been given on a positional basis as well. So this alert was given on positional basis. Why? Because already there has been a good amount of fall in SRF, and then it is trying to test the red band zones quite amount of time. Today also it tries to breach. Now suppose if it goes, or the next week, suppose it starts coming once again down, so you can keep your, so you can take trades on positional basis as well on your red band structures or green band structures, when stock is thoroughly fallen down from a good height like around 10% or 15%, and then it has gone sideways above the green band. Now see, here there is a green band, so you can either keep your stop loss here, or either you can keep your stop loss as per the swings. But if it is once again hitting, then a good uptick till at least till here you can expect in SRF. So this is kind of a positional view which I'm giving on this stock. Green dots or red dots both make what it means. So see, green dots, as I said, green dots, if you're trying to trade, let's suppose that this stock sustain above, then you can take the trades on red dots, and red dots, let the stock sustain below the red dots, and then take a trades on red dots. So even if it comes on one-to-one basis, like SRF had green dots in the morning, right? And then Once these green dots were taken down on the downside, a selling has come. Now here in this regard, what green dots and red dots. So as I said, not every green dot and not every red dot I'm going to trade. Here it was sustaining above it, but it never once again took a breach that our new high basically. So what would have been case scenario 1, 2, 3, and then gone on the upside. Like I'll take a, so we don't have any case right now of green dots or red dots, but I'll share it to you later on. Okay. So basically, mostly where were we? Can Bank, yeah. So Can Bank we have seen already. DLF we saw, Concor. IndusInd Bank we couldn't have caught, but obviously this stock had come in the pre-market basis. So this stock was in pre-market basis. IndusInd Bank, we couldn't trade this. Obviously, I needed a this structure, but might be result move or so. In the first candle itself, this guy was taken out and a follow-up selling has happened. So pre-market was the main structure as such, and that's why we need to select from the pre-market which stocks have green band and which stocks have red band. So that will be our core agenda to going forward. We'll just keep a track. Even we are posting certain structures on the groups to focus basically before the market itself. So we'll try to see to it. If the pattern is made, I'm pretty much interested to take my trade in those particular stocks. So I hope you guys are clear with the structures. Now, this was a sell structure from the pre-market on the volume watch list where breakout C sustain below the green band and all of a sudden a sell-off has happened on the downside. So these structures we need below the green band. And why we are trying to sell? Already the stock has gone on the upside, and then there is a green band sustaining below the green band and a sell-off happens. So likewise, I need to take my trades as per the volume buzzer scanner. So apart from obviously the alerts will be coming, but not every stock comes in the alert or so. So you can also manually take a manual trade on these particular structures. So I hope you guys are clear with the patterns as such. If you have any queries, you can post it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself or so. So otherwise we are done for the day. Mostly keep a track of this pre-market watch list and keep a track of the volume buzzer stocks as well. So in the pre-market, just this will be a quick summary for us. Check the stocks which are having green and red band on the pre-market stocks. Add those stocks in your watch list and then just see to it whether this particular trades are been happening as per your this patterns or no, basically as per your execution pattern. So you can either execute your trades on 2-3 minutes, or either you can keep a slow execution as per 5 minutes. That will also be fine. So 5 minutes also works the best. It is pretty much safer to trade on 5 minutes. 2-3 minutes will be quite risky, as well as it will be, you need to be a pretty much quick on your broker front as well. You need to be pretty much quick with order execution as well. Sir, please can you check Ashok Leyland? It has given breakdown. Ashok Leyland, okay. Yes, now see Ashok Leyland, even if you want to trade a breakdown, as I said, let it breach the green band, give me a swing, and then this will be your stop loss, this will be your entry price. And plus, but obviously Ashok Leyland has been downward trajectory, but if a continuation of trend can happen, then a continuation can happen in the next half of the market, that is after 1:30 or 1 p.m. or so. But if you want to trade any green band, any red band, make sure you are trading as per this pattern. So you are pretty much safe on the stop loss point, because we need a small stop loss and we need a quick breakout or quick breakdown on the downside. So Ashok Leyland is a perfect structure one. Just you need to keep a stock. So these band stocks you'll be getting in the volume buzzer as well. So mostly Ashok Leyland might be there in the volume buzzer. So it's not there, but this was a volume buzzer prior 2 days or so. But still you can keep a track over Ashok. So as I said, you can keep these stocks in track with for around 1 week or so. You can see to it whether they are giving us a breakout or not, breakdown or not, and then you can take your trades onto that particular structures. TVS Motors. Now, obviously, green bands and red bands are not there on Bank Nifty or Nifty, but we are trying to implement the future charts, or I guess TradingView has started with volume structures on volume indicators on the spot charts as well. So we'll try to implement that particular structures, and let's see if we try to get green and red bands on Bank Nifty, Nifty. So that will be a pretty much good update on for trading as well. It was for breakout structure in aftermarket structure. Okay. Then also you can also check for this thing. So breakouts can either happen on either way, because both the sides this Ashok Leyland had green and red band. So either ways it can happen, the breakout structures. Yeah, so basically continuous testing of the green band was done. Later on it breaches the green band. Same ways I guess SR Transfin was there. But SR Transfin, this is actually a result move. That's why all these up moves and down moves are coming. So you can avoid those stocks which are already been posting the results on that day. So results day, you can avoid that stock. But because of the uptick, same ways, actually same thing had happened in Ultra Simco, where upticks and downticks were coming. So these improper ticks will try to take your stop losses actually. Why? Because this is kind of results move which are happening. Bajaj Finserv. Bajaj Finserv will be best in the coming times actually. Once it gives a breakout, because Bajaj Finserv is already obviously an investor favorite stock. Now see, if I want to check it on 15 minutes also, I can see that there is a good upside later on. But what is happening after good results? A sell-off has come after good results. So at some point of the time, it will once again come here. Might be, it might take 10-15 days. But if this red band is intact for the next couple of weeks, I can obviously take a good breakout trade or a good positional trade on breakout as well. So we'll keep an eye on Bajaj Finserv because it is making a good structure on this thing. And I guess this Bajaj Finserv was given as intraday alert as well about somewhere, which was yesterday, but yesterday it did not give us a breakout. But today, once again, it comes in that level, selling comes. So how many times it has been tested? Around one time, two times. So this seller has been tested quite amount of time. Now, if it tries to test more one or two times, it might give us a good breakout, and the breakout will be a positional breakout as well in the Bajaj Finserv stock, because it is an investor favorite stock. That's why. So let's sign off for today. Mostly we are done with a session. Try to go through the session once again. If you have any doubts, you can obviously connect with our with me as well on WhatsApp, or with our coordinator as well. So number is there. So you can obviously connect those who guys who are taking their trades as well. So we'll try to in the next session, we'll try to discuss more cases on reversal breakout as well. So we are done with reversal breakout. So we'll try to see to it how many cases had come in the prior month or so. How could they have been traded? We'll just brush up our concepts on the execution patterns. So we'll be in line with the live cases as well as prior cases as well in such sessions. Sir, one question that in last session you told us that market will go in sideways till Diwali. So when can we? So might be from the next week. It is a holiday period, so it can be a kind of a sideways movement in there. But let's see what happens, because not every time it will be a sideways. But obviously there might steam might go out later on because I guess Tuesday is a working day. So Tuesday markets will be on, and there will be one more trading day of 1 hour on 24th, I guess. So there might be a slack period over here, because most of the time, or there might be only one up move. Now see this, what is sideways basically? See, no traders will sit for 6 hours in front of the screen. After most of the time, what happens in the first 1 hour, once the movement is done, the whole day the market remains sideways. Once the market remains sideways, means this is the kind of a sideways juncture. Markets are trendy. This is a trendy day. Then this is a trendy day. So trending movements are happening over here. So these movements are pretty much good to trade, but these movements are bad. Why? Because after the first morning structures are done, the whole day market remains sideways. So these days are pretty much common in this festive season itself, because most of the big traders are on vacation. But these structures will happen majorly when after 25th December or so, when major of the world markets are also sideways kind of structures. Like most of the world markets are also not working in those vacation periods. So that in those days also, they mostly after 15th January, the market takes that particular trend of the result base. And obviously right now is a result month. Might be once the results of HDFC and all those are over, markets might correct few this thing, because already 10% up move, 9% up move is done in bank nifty from that recent low of after that fall off of sell off basically, which happened from this. So how much movement has been done of lately? around 9.6%. So it was a good move after a good down move as well, right? So it might retrace back once again on the downside after the results are done. If the results are not good, it might also give us a good sell off, and then once again it might resume its journey on the upside. Okay, then we'll sign off for today. We'll connect back again for the sessions later on in the post Diwali basically. So goodbye then. Have a happy Diwali for all, right?